Hey guys, what's up? It's Raven here, and I'm alive. Oh, it's a miracle. Yeah, so I'm back. It kind of fell off the face of the earth from just social media in general. I apologize. The reason why I've been gone is because for the past, why I couldn't record anything on Friday was, on Friday I had to go see my grandmother in the hospital, and I was there for most of the day. But besides from that, I was in the process of transferring my data from my old iPod to my new phone, which I'm so excited to have because it looks really cool and I like it. It's awesome. I really like my phone. But yeah, so this is my very first video recording from my new phone. So yay, that's exciting. But the process took literally, I'm not even kidding, 3 days, 3 freaking days. So I was just like, oh my god, this is taking forever. But I am back now, and also my grandmother, she's doing well. I think she's gonna get released from the hospital next week. I think that's what the doctors were saying, but I don't actually remember. But she's doing well. So anyway, getting back on to what this video is actually going to be about, this video is my list of the most underrated, or just not really, I guess, underappreciated characters of Minecraft Diaries. And the characters that I really kind of chose for this list is, I feel like, characters that you don't really typically see getting all that much attention, mostly because they didn't get enough screen time. But even still, I think that they were actually genuinely good characters that you don't really see people showing all that much appreciation for them as often as you would for the main characters. So I'm basically just going to be talking to you guys. I'll be telling you guys which characters I think are the most underrated, and also let me know down below in the comments who you think is the most underrated of the characters that I listed. And if you think I missed someone, please leave them in the comments below, and I'd love to hear why you think they're an underrated character. But yeah, so without further ado, I'm just gonna get into the video. First, I would like to talk about John Vischer. That is his name, right? Vischer's and Merida's son. It's been so long since I've even really thought about them, not gonna lie, that I've kind of forgotten everyone's names. Whoops. But I personally, I really like John. I think he's a really nice character. So these are basically my reasons as to why I think that John is actually a pretty nice guy. For one thing, he didn't completely hate APHMAU, unlike his mother. And I get it. Look, your husband just died. You're obviously grieving. It's not an easy thing to go through. However, how freaking ever, Merida just automatically assumed that it was APHMAU's fault that Vischer died without even bothering to learn the facts, and that's what pissed me off. That's what pisses me off probably more than anything, is when people just make assumptions before even thinking about the facts. I really try nowadays not to do that myself, because I just know how much it pisses me off when other people do it. Anyway, back to John. John didn't hate APHMAU for his father's death. Honestly, and he completely could have. He totally could have taken after his mother, but I think right there it just kind of shows that he just, in his character, that he's just not the type of guy who would just believe something or feel a certain way just because someone else does. I personally admire that in a person, so I think that's cool. Also, I thought it was really, even at such a young age, in season 1 here, he was willing to risk, pretty much everything to get Lowell back to his family, and that's just so sweet, especially at that young of an age. I thought that was a really nice thing for him to do for Lowell. Also, speaking of Lowell, is he a part, correct me if I'm wrong, but I swear I heard Lowell's name in it was either, I can't remember which episode, but when Caitlin was listing the names of everyone who's in the Dragon's Ward, I swear I heard Lowell, and they showed like some werewolf dude. I'm like 110% sure that is Lowell, right? I mean, anyway, but yeah, so this is why I think that John is kind of not so much an underrated character, but just underappreciated. I don't think that many people really take the time to acknowledge actually how good of a character he is. Okay, so after blabbing on about John for almost 3 minutes, I'm going to try to keep the rest of these decently short so I don't bore you all to death. But the next character I have on this list is Haley. Also, if you couldn't tell, because I didn't really make it clear, I'm going in order from least, I guess, underrated to most underrated. So, just so this is a little less confusing for you guys. But the next person on this list I have is Haley. I really like Haley. Now, I really like everyone I put on this list, but I really like Haley, and I really like what she kind of represents, because she was the first full-blooded witch as a lord of Picoro Village. And like the whole kind of deal with Picoro we know in season 1 was like, oh, Picoro doesn't like magic users. So I just thought it really shows how far Picoro had come as a village to be able to accept a full-blooded witch as the lord of Picoro Village, when literally Lucinda had been shunned away and just kind of tossed aside 15 years prior to that. So I just think that it's really cool personally about what Haley represents. Also, it seems like she is going to probably prove to be very helpful and useful this season, which I'm really excited about. This next person on my list may actually come as a shock to you, considering the fact that you should all probably know unless you're new. And if you're new, hi. But most of you guys should know that I am a hardcore Garmau shipper. Even after all the crap this ship has gone through, I am still a very strong Garmau shipper. And so again, this person is probably a shock to you guys from knowing this. Azura. I actually like Azura's character. Now, I know that for a lot of ships, in not just like shows, but like movies, books, everything, there's usually like a rival in the ship to one of the characters, whether it's the male or the female. And obviously, Azura could kind of fit into that category. However, Azura is not a character that she doesn't really give you a reason other than the fact that she likes Garth to hate her. And that's why I don't hate her, because there isn't a legitimate reason, I feel like, to hate her. Because I actually admire her for the fact that she freaking, like, I wouldn't be able to. She kissed Lord Bird, who also, where the hell did he go? But that's a matter for another day. Lord Bird back in season 1 to try to, I guess, get him out of his, I don't know what you call it, Shadow Knight trance thing, whatever, to like wake him up or something. And that took a lot of, I was not expecting that. For like a split second, I thought that she actually had a thing for him, possibly. But then she's like, oh, no, I don't. I'm like, whoa. Like, that really took me by surprise. But I personally think that Azura is actually a cool character. And I really hope that we'll get to see her more this season, because I'd like her to give the audience more reasons to like her opposed to not liking her. Okay, so I'm doing a really bad job at keeping these short, but I can't help it. I'm just a blabbermouth. Ironically, even though I'm so introverted, when I start talking, I just can't shut up, so I apologize. But the next person on my list is Matilda. And sadly, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that she's no longer with us, which I think is really sad. But personally, obviously, I'm talking about characters for the most part who have been introduced in season 1, and obviously it's been a while since we've seen a lot of them, with the exception of being Azura and Haley. But I personally think that Matilda doesn't get enough credit for the sacrifice she made for Eleven. Like, every time, like, I've watched that episode over a couple times, and I just want to start crying because I'm like, oh my god, this poor woman. Like, I just want to give her a hug, damn it. But I feel like, I mean, again, obviously it's been a while since we saw her in that episode, so obviously any talk about her has probably died down. But I feel like just because it's been a long time doesn't mean that you should stop giving this poor woman some damn appreciation, because honestly, when there are so many characters now who you just want to literally like beat them to a pulp, it's nice to remember the characters who actually aren't complete dickheads. Okay, so here's a character that you may have forgotten even existed in the Minecraft Diaries universe. But yes, even though we didn't get an actual name for him, I'm just gonna call her. What? Raven, you need to get your back straight. Him, the innkeeper of Picoro Village, because we were never actually given an actual name for him, and if we were, probably forgot it, like everything else. But I think that this guy is an awesome character for some very specific reasons. One, if you don't remember, when APHMAU first went to the inn in Picoro Village, like, the innkeeper, and she, like, gave in her money to, like, pay the innkeeper to get a room, the innkeeper gave her back the money because he felt bad about, like, the Ocassus guards and everything, and that was just, I felt that was already, I was like, oh my god, like, this guy is a nice guy. Like, he could have been a dick and kept the money, but he wasn't. He showed that he is a genuinely good person, and I like that. I like it when it's even just the smallest little acts that you don't really, like, obviously, did he save the freaking world by giving her back that money? No, but it's just a nice gesture that you don't see often in the real world. So just kind of seeing it in the show, I don't know, it warms my heart. But also the fact that he cares so much for his wife, and honestly, I just think they're so cute. But he was, like, when we found out that his wife was actually a Shadow Knight, which I was not really expecting that, to be honest. But when we found out that his wife was a Shadow Knight, and the innkeeper thought that Lawrence and APHMAU were, well, I'm not sure. Did he know that APHMAU was there? I don't remember. But Willie thought that Lawrence was going to, like, I don't know, I guess take her back to the Nether or something. I think that's what he was saying. But that he was like, he just like jumped in front of his wife, and I was like, oh, that is adorable. Like, freaking goals, man, goals. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, again, it's the little things that I like the most. So, last but certainly not least, who I believe is the most underrated character in Minecraft Diaries would have to be Vincent. And that's because, personally, I have seen people, like, just say things where it's like, oh, Vincent, oh, he's being mean to Lawrence or whatever, he's being disrespectful to Lawrence, like in season 2. However, I don't really understand that, because really what Vincent was trying to do was he was just trying to help Lawrence. He was trying to give Lawrence that wake-up call, which obviously he wasn't receiving, but at least he was trying. That was like, look, you're heading on a very self-destructive path, and if you don't get off, like, you're just gonna end up destroying either yourself or everything you care about. So you need to just, like, get over yourself and listen to me. So I just don't understand why people would say they don't like Vincent for that reason. Oh, so he was just trying to give Lawrence some tough love and all of a sudden he's a bad guy? Have you seen what all these other villains have done in this damn series? It is kind of insane. Like, the things that Vincent has said to Lawrence don't even don't even come close to the things that the actual villains of Minecraft Diaries have said and done. Anyway, guys, that is all I have for this video. Thank you for watching. I know this was really long. I was not expecting this to be as long as it was, but I mean, whatever. So because this video was so long, that is why my Singing with Raven's gonna go up tomorrow. I promise you it will, unless something super major comes up that somehow I can't do it. Tomorrow, the Singing with Raven will be up tomorrow, but really I just want to focus on this video getting up today, because obviously this is a long, freaking long video, mainly because this is what happens when I do stuff unscripted, because then, as you could completely tell in this video, I was just like rambling on and on and on and on. But maybe you liked it, maybe you didn't, I don't know, let me know. But yeah, so also let me know if you actually like me making these kinds of like lists like revolving around Minecraft Diaries, because I would like to know, and maybe I should do more in the future. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for you in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and again, I would like you to answer these questions that I've asked in the comments down below, because I'd love to hear and read your responses. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.